everyone, and welcome back to Tokyo Talk. I'm Mai.
And I'm Jack. Today, we're looking at a word that's all about closeness, adjoin. Sounds straightforward, but there are nuances.
That's right. Adjoin means to be next to and joined with something, like a room that adjoins another. What's your initial take on it, Jack?
I think of it as two things sharing a common boundary, like two countries. For instance, Canada adjoins the United States. It implies a direct physical link.
Exactly. That direct physical link is key. It's stronger than just being near. For example, the kitchen adjoins the dining room in many houses.
It makes me think of city planning. A park might adjoin a library, creating a nice, accessible public space. That kind of contiguity is important.
When Jack used the word contiguity, he's referring to the state of bordering or being in direct contact with something. It's a more formal way to express that idea of touching or sharing a boundary that adjoin also conveys. So how does adjoin differ from a word like connect, Jack? They seem similar.
Connect implies a link, but not necessarily side by side. A bridge connects two islands, but the islands themselves might not adjoin if there's water in between their main landmasses.
That's a good distinction. So my apartment building adjoins the one next door because we share a wall. But a Wi-Fi network connects my devices even if they aren't physically touching.
Precisely. What about border? That often comes up with adjoin. How would you differentiate them, Mai?
Border often emphasizes the line or edge that separates, like a national border, while adjoin focuses more on the shared space or the fact of being next to each other. For example, my garden adjoins his field feels more about the shared boundary than my country borders that country, which highlights the dividing line.
That makes sense. It's like the difference between focusing on the fence itself versus the 2 yards that meet at the fence. One more. Neighbor. How is adjoin different from neighbor?
Neighbor can mean simply nearby, not necessarily touching or sharing a boundary. All houses on my street are my neighbors, but only the house directly next to mine adjoins my property.
So if I'm looking for a new apartment, I might want one that adjoins a park for easy access. That's a specific requirement. I wouldn't just say I want one that neighbors a park.
Exactly. Speaking of ideal locations, finding a cozy jazz club that adjoins a wonderful dessert cafe would be a dream setup for me after a gig. Still searching for that perfect combination and maybe a perfect date to share it with.
Haha, the quest continues. I'm sure your ideal spot and date are out there. Perhaps adjoining a record store too. So what are some antonyms for adjoin?
Good question. Antonyms would be words like separate, detach, or distance. These imply a lack of connection or being far apart. For instance, the two buildings are separated by a wide road. They do not adjoin.
Can adjoin be used for more abstract things, not just physical spaces, like ideas or concepts?
Yes, it can. You might say one theory adjoins another if they are very closely related or share fundamental principles. For example, his research on AI ethics adjoins the broader field of philosophy.
That's interesting. In AI development, we often deal with data sets that adjoin or overlap. Understanding these adjacencies is crucial for building effective models. Mai, could you explain adjacencies for our listeners?
Certainly. When Jack mentions adjacencies, he's talking about the condition of being next to or adjoining something. It's the noun form related to adjacent, which is an adjective meaning next to or adjoining. So adjacencies refers to these points of contact or shared borders. All right, let's do a quick review of what we've discussed about adjoin. Jack, can you start us off with a key phrase?
Sure. The two properties adjoin each other.
This means the two properties are next to each other and share a common boundary.
How about, his land adjoins the river?
This indicates that his land is directly next to the river, with no space in between. Now, let's contrast adjoin with a synonym. The park adjoins the school, meaning they share a boundary. But the path connects the park to the school, means there's a way linking them, even if they don't directly touch everywhere.
And one more. The two countries adjoin along the mountain range versus the two countries border each other, which is more general about sharing a frontier.
Excellent examples. We hope this helps you all understand adjoin better. Practice using it.